Okay, just following up on the last fear video, I'd like to start to say that I'm not really an expert on facing fear. I'm not a super confident person, I'm no Superman or anything like that. And that's basically the reason why I've done a video about fear, because that's what I need to work on a lot myself. So I'm just sharing these ideas with you, the watcher. So, you might be better at actually dealing with this and putting it into action. But the ideas are that a lot of worrying is because of the mind, the internal dialogue's chattering away, and that all comes from the root feeling, wherever that is in the body. I don't know if you can locate it, but if you can deal with the root of it, which is possibly a feeling of slight disorder, it's not, pain basically. But that's only a label. That's, we're used to labelling certain energy types as bad and ignore them, and so we have counselling, and that all that deals with really is the mind. It's headstrong. CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, I've had that, and it just gives you more and more thoughts and ideas to a bit like this video, I suppose. But no, what I mean is therapy gives you loads of directions and ideas of change this thought, change that, do something different. So what I am saying is it's easier to just get to the root of the so-called problem and just face the emotion that you're feeling that's causing so-called pain. But that's just a label, you see, the pain. So we're kind of making it wrong somehow. I think what it is, fear is like an energy blockage, and obviously it's useful in certain situations. If you've been, if you've got to get out the way of a car that's coming towards you, obviously, it's common sense. But it's often fear, it kind of comes into our lives in everyday situations where it's surplus. You don't need fear. It's in the wrong kind of situation. It's not a matter of life or death. So it's an energy blockage a lot of the time, because it's a lingering, it's a fear that keeps on going. It's not like fight or flight where an animal's chasing you and that's instant, the body reacts instantly. But fear, worry, carries on and on and on. It goes on forever, it goes on for ages. But if you suddenly just direct your attention to the emotion, just stop and feel the energy. There might be disorganised energy, like a blockage, but that is only a mental label which keeps the mind going in different directions and avoiding the actual root problem. So it's only emotion, really. So just feeling it, and it kind of dissolves, really, because that feels much better now than the cause then. With a lot of counselling therapy, the problem is that it deals with the mind, the level of the brain, lots of ideas about changing other ideas, so it kind of goes round in a loop. And I don't think it really gets to the root of the issue, which is that energy, which is a blockage, and somehow we've just constantly avoided it, so it's remained a blockage. So you know, fear is a good thing. Obviously it happens automatically when you're being chased by a big animal, which I haven't really been chased by a big animal, but fight or flight response, you know, I think it's automatic. But the kind of stuff I'm talking about is fear of something happening tomorrow. And the best thing you can do really is, because it's going to be tomorrow, it's like, you know, at a certain time you're going to meet somebody, you're scared about it, just write down your thoughts of the best way to go about it, just common sense. So it's those two things, dealing with the energy and really investigating it and seeing what it is. And it kind of dissolves, it moves on, because energy, emotions are always temporary, they always move on to something else. It's like a river flowing. So once you've faced it, it's like opening a gate and the water just carries on flowing without any turbulence, you know. So I don't know, I know there's maybe there's therapies that deal with the emotional level, you know. I've heard of this, is it emotional tapping or something like that, where you tap parts, and that seems a bit stupid really. So I don't know if anyone's got any other ideas about, you know, any emotional therapy, but that one doesn't really do anything for me. But I think the main thing is it's a feeling of blockage or something like that. It's not nice, you know. And so the mind starts chattering away, saying, oh, you know, what it does actually, it's like a tinted lens. Your emotion colours all your thoughts and your outlook on tomorrow. It's your mood, you know, moods are powerful, so it affects your outlook, how you think. And if you just face the mood and just be with it, don't try and change the mood, don't alter it at all, just be with it and just pause for a moment. And you know, it might take 2 hours, or no, not even that. Usually I've found it's about 10 minutes and it starts to really ease off and the energy's flowing, you know, you feel better really quickly. But it relieves it. I've found that moods can go on for, you know, a few hours really. You just, whenever you can, just come back to the basic feeling. But I don't think adding loads of ideas to other ideas is the solution, you know, and there's a lot of therapy out there based on the mind, when the mind is really the outcome of your mood, your feeling. It's like the root, you know, like a tree, you know, the root is the feeling. The branches are the thoughts, and they're all going off in loads of different directions, and you're trying to alter all the different branches, you know, trying to shape them to something differently. But that's really complicated and it doesn't really work out. I think maybe the way some people might say, well, therapy does work, CBT, stuff like that. Maybe that's because occasionally you can stumble across facing a feeling from CBT. So that's the reason why it works, not because of changing thoughts around in your head. Well, I'm not saying don't go to therapy, don't try CBT therapy and stuff, you know. It could be useful, but a lot of it is just adding more stuff, you know, which doesn't really do anything. So anyway, thanks for watching again. To that.